uh, I decided I would make a video. I'm not sure if this thing is high enough. So yeah, I'm down in the lower level of our house in my library this morning, and came down here because yesterday I was at a thrift store and I bought a bunch of used books. And what I do when usually I buy books by the same people some of the people I collect. And for example, yesterday I found at a thrift store this book, The Art of Time, in a memoir, Then and Again, by Stephen Burkett. I collect this guy's writings. He has this book, the Gettysburg Elegies, The Fate of Reading in the Electronic Age. I really enjoyed this book, and then I started buying his other books. He has essays on 20th century literature in Artificial Wilderness by him, Stephen Burkett. And then I have his book of essays, Readings. And so when I find a book by an author or somebody I collect, I try to get them all together in the same pile, and then I put them in my library somewhere. I also found a hardback of his book, Essays on 20th Century Literature and Artificial Wilderness by Stephen Burkett. I really like his books, and I recommend them if you are. He writes about reading the books. I like to read books about books, people who read a lot and who know about books and who write about books, and so I have that. So I put these all in the same pile, and also I recommend this book by Elizabeth Hardwick. She wrote novels. This is her essays on American fiction. She writes about Gertrude Stein, for example, and she writes about John Cheever and Philip Roth and Richard Ford and Edmund Wilson, Norman Mailer. She writes essays, literary criticism. I really like this book. Also, I found yesterday this, I don't really read crime novels, but I really like this writer. I started reading him a number of years ago. His name is Andrew Vachs, Vachik, and he writes, I really like him. He's kind of gritty, I like the characters, and so I found this one yesterday at the Goodwill. It's called Sigra, and then so when I find somebody like him, Andrew Vach's books, I put them all together. I have this book by him, Dead and Gone. I have his book, The Safe House, a Burke. They call it a Burke novel. The character is, I think his name is Burke something. So I put them all together. I have his book, Blossoms, his book, Born Bad, Down in the Zero, Flood by him, Andrew Persett, and Blossom, Down Here. So I put them all so if I find somebody, I just put them all together and put them in a stack somewhere. So that's what I'm doing down here. I wrote my diary this morning in November 2015. I was on page this morning, on page 883. Now I'm on page 884. I'm reading, like I mentioned, this book, Reformation Commentary on Scripture, Psalms 1 through 72. I have the other ones in this series. I have this one in Reformation Commentary on the Book of Acts. I have the one on Ezekiel and Daniel in the Reformation Commentary series. I have the one on John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1 through 12. And then I have these on Galatians and Ephesians in the Reformation Commentary series. And then I have Philippians and Colossians on the Reformation Commentary series. So, that's a lot of reading. So you can see why it's very difficult for me to just read novels, and I got so much to read as a Christian. And, I did get in the mail yesterday another novel by Penelope Fitzgerald, The Gates of Angels. I told you I've been reading her novel Offshore, Penelope Fitzgerald. And I'm reading this biography on Penelope Fitzgerald by Herman Lee. So I'm reading that. And I found a novel. I found a book yesterday by this guy. Chuck Palahniuk. So when I found this at a thrift store yesterday, and so then I put him with these other ones I have by him. A diary, a novel by him, and then I have his book, Doomed. So, I collect his writings. He's kind of famous for the Fight Club. That's what he's famous for. Then I put all these together, and so that's what I do. I came down here looking for this book, The Lord of History, by this Catholic theologian. I was going to look at this morning. And so that's it. So today I'll probably read Penelope Fitzgerald and the biography, and I'll probably read some more of this book, Other Colors, Essays and a Story by Orphan Penick. I'll probably read that. And so yeah. So I have a lot to read, and so that's it for today. I wanted to just show you that when I come down here in my library, I try to keep things in order, because I have so many books that I have to put them in stacks by the author and by the category, like art or literature or biography, travel, women writers, men writers, biographies, American history, world history, ancient history, New Testament commentaries, Reformation. So you got to have some kind of order, because I don't have enough bookcases, and everything is stacked and double shelves, and so that's what I do. So I just want to mention what I am doing this morning in my library and my book collection. So until next time, bye.